You go to bed every night carrying the weight of the day in your joints, your back, your shoulders, hoping that sleep will somehow erase the ache that has become your constant companion. But morning after morning, you wake up feeling like you've aged another decade overnight, your body stiff and protesting with every movement as you try to start another day. The pain that was supposed to disappear with rest has somehow grown stronger, more insistent, whispering that this is simply what it means to grow older. But what if I told you that this morning stiffness isn't about aging at all? Research suggests that the foods you eat at dinner may influence your body's ability to heal and restore itself while you sleep. And traditional medicine from Asia has known for thousands of years that certain evening meals can transform your mornings from painful struggles into gentle awakenings. There's one simple addition to your dinner plate that has the power to quiet inflammation, soothe your nervous system, and help your body remember how to wake up refreshed instead of in pain. And today, I want to share that quiet wisdom with you. Before we begin, if this message speaks to the morning stiffness you've been quietly living with, I invite you to stay with me until the end, because what you'll discover today might bring the relief you've been hoping for. And I'd be truly honored if you'd take a moment to subscribe to this channel, leave a like if this message resonates with your journey, and share it with someone you care about, maybe a friend from your church, a longtime neighbor, someone from your walking group, or even your brother or sister who's been quietly dealing with the same pain. And in the comments, please tell us where you're watching from and how old you are, because you'll quickly see you're not alone. This is a space of care, understanding, and gentle healing. Your presence here matters. While you sleep, your body is meant to enter a state of deep repair, where inflammation subsides and damaged tissues begin the gentle process of healing. But for many people over 60, that nightly rhythm of restoration has been disrupted, not by aging itself, but by something most doctors never think to examine: the chain reaction of internal inflammation that begins with your evening meal. Some studies suggest that certain foods may trigger the release of inflammatory compounds called cytokines, which travel silently through your bloodstream, settling into your joints and muscles just as you're trying to rest. Your digestive system, overwhelmed by foods that create internal heat and irritation, sends distress signals to your brain that keep your nervous system slightly alert, preventing the full shift into deep parasympathetic recovery mode. And your liver, already burdened with age-related demands, struggles to keep up. Instead of winding down, it releases stress hormones that should be tapering off, creating a storm of inflammation that ensures you'll wake up feeling worse, not better. This isn't about weak bones or just getting old. It's about chronic, subtle imbalance. And it's one that can begin to shift once we understand what's really happening inside. Every evening, without realizing it, you might be sending silent instructions to your body that set the stage for pain, not through dramatic choices, but through common habits that have quietly accumulated over the years. That glass of orange juice at dinner. It feels light, natural, even healthy. But in a body over 60, that late dose of sugar creates a spike in blood glucose right when your metabolism is slowing down for the night. That spike doesn't just disappear, it lingers, triggering chemical byproducts that flow through your joints while you sleep, feeding inflammation that greets you the moment you open your eyes. The whole wheat bread that you've believed in for decades may now carry proteins your digestive system no longer breaks down as efficiently, inflaming your gut in subtle ways that spread discomfort far beyond your belly. That small bowl of nuts or a few pieces of cheese, yes, they're rich in nutrients, but they're also heavy, dense, and slow to digest. Your body wants to shift into healing mode, but instead it stays on, working through foods that belong to a younger metabolism, not your current one. Even the salad you're so proud of, all those raw vegetables, crunchy, colorful, alive, requires enormous digestive energy, especially late in the day. It might nourish you in the afternoon, but after dark, it can delay your rest and keep your system from doing its deeper work. And then, of course, is the timing. Eating late, even just a couple of hours before bed, forces your digestive system to stay active when it should be slowing down, creating heat and congestion that you don't feel at the table, but that shows up the next morning in your back, your knees, your fingers. None of this means you've done anything wrong.
These are not failures. They're invisible habits, ones that were never explained, never questioned, never adjusted with age. But once you begin to notice them, gently, without blame, something shifts. You give your body space, and in that space, healing can begin. In ancient healing traditions from the East, nighttime was never treated casually. In Ayurveda and traditional Chinese medicine, the evening meal was sacred, not just for nourishment, but as preparation for deep restoration. These traditions taught that what you eat at night whispers directly to your liver, your joints, your nervous system. That healing isn't something that happens in a pill or a clinic, but in the quiet rituals of daily life, especially what you place on your plate. And among all the tools used for calming the body's internal fire, one golden root has stood out for thousands of years: turmeric. Not the kind you take in a capsule or sprinkle raw over food, but warm, infused, activated, combined with a small amount of black pepper and a source of healthy fat like coconut oil or ghee, so your body can actually absorb it. Curcumin, the powerful compound within turmeric, has been shown to reduce inflammatory markers by up to 40% in clinical studies. But long before the science, healers knew its rhythm. Taken in the evening, when the body is ready to exhale and release the day, it becomes a gentle switch, turning off inflammation, softening pain, allowing the body to remember how to rest. The form doesn't have to be fancy. A simple golden milk, warm almond or oat milk, a teaspoon of turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, and a touch of honey can become a signal to your nervous system. The day is done, the healing may begin. It's not the spice alone, it's the pause, the intention, the stillness that surrounds it. That's where the repair lives. Not in complexity or restriction, but in rhythm, your rhythm. And when you return to it, your body listens. There was a man named Robert, 73 years old, retired electrician, a quiet man, strong hands, tired eyes. He didn't come to turmeric looking for miracles, just relief. Each morning, the same routine. Wake up stiff, knees locked, fingers curled, joints aching from the inside out. It took him 20 minutes just to feel human again. His doctor had a name for it, arthritis, and a prescription to match. But something in Robert resisted. He didn't want to start his day in painkillers. He wanted to feel like himself again. His daughter, a nurse, suggested something simple: golden milk. At first he laughed. A spiced drink. But she made it for him anyway. Every evening after dinner, just before the news, he drank it. Slowly. No phone, no noise, just the cup, his breath, and a few moments of stillness. The first few nights were uneventful, but by the end of the week, he noticed he wasn't waking up during the night as often. He felt calmer, less on edge. And then, one morning, it happened. He got out of bed without wincing, without bracing, without that silent groan he had come to accept as normal. It wasn't gone, not entirely, but it had shifted. The edge had softened. His mornings weren't a battle anymore. They were a beginning. And it all started with something warm, yellow, and ancient. A tradition reborn in a simple kitchen, reminding his body how to heal again. Your morning pain isn't a punishment, and it's certainly not a sign that your body has stopped loving you. It's a signal, a quiet request for a new rhythm, one that honors the stage of life you're in, not with shame, but with wisdom. The truth is, your body hasn't forgotten how to heal. It's just been overwhelmed, overstimulated, overfed at the wrong times, and undernourished at the right ones. What you're feeling now isn't a sign that you're broken. It's a sign that your body is still trying every single day to repair, to restore, to return you to balance. But it needs your help, not with restriction or punishment, but with presence, with warmth, with food that supports healing instead of hindering it. The good news? That shift doesn't require you to change everything. It just asks you to begin with one moment of awareness, one choice, one cup of something warm, quiet, and healing at the end of your day. Because it's not about perfection, it's about rhythm. And when your body finds that rhythm again, mornings start to feel lighter, movements become easier. You begin to feel like yourself. Not younger, not different, but whole. That's not a miracle, that's memory. That's biology responding to care. And that journey can begin tonight. If this story touched something inside you, a familiar pain in the joints, or that quiet hope you've held on to that maybe, just maybe, better mornings are still possible, thank you for staying with me. It means more than you know. If you found comfort or clarity here today, I'd be honored if you'd subscribe to this channel, leave a like to help others discover it, and share this message with someone who might need it. Maybe your brother who struggles with his knees, your neighbor who always mentions their back pain, a friend from church, your walking group, or someone in your family who needs a little hope. And please tell us in the comments, do you experience pain in the morning? What have you tried? What helps? Or what are you still searching for? We read every word because this is a space for real stories, and your voice matters here. If there's a topic you'd like us to explore in a future video, maybe something about digestion, sleep, inflammation, or another quiet struggle, let us know. We're here to walk this path with you. Remember, you're not too old, it's not too late, and your body still knows how to heal. It just needs your gentle guidance to begin.